Don't hang yourself around people who kill your vision. You are lazy, they are more lazy. You are a procrastinator, they are more. And they are the ones that will say, see, don't kill yourself. Oh. Just sleep. Just rest. And all that. Never hang yourself around such people.
If you know 1% of the things going on, it will almost run you mad. I've had to hold my head several nights in tears as I refuse to lose my mind. So, we have to be equipped with this knowledge. But let me just get to the story I'm sharing. A very young, vibrant lawyer who was tired of seeing these people go through oppression and began politely asking for things to be changed. And when nothing was done, they resorted to armed struggle. Years later, himself and few of his friends were imprisoned. I want to call out their names. Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, Ahmed Katarada, Govan Mbeki, Raymond Malaba, Elas Swaledi, Andrew Langeni. They were going to sentence them to death, but they changed their mind. Please listen to what I want to share with you. And sentenced them to life imprisonment. And he spent 27 years of his life in prison. In fact, he was promised categorically that you will never touch women, a woman and a child again all your life. You will die here. Few years into the imprisonment, the agitation of the people increased. Their burden was there. And those oppressing them sat together. And, the Free Mandela campaign was all over Africa. Bob Marley sang about it. Chinua Achebe from Nigeria wrote consistent letters to him, same as Wale Soyinka. And many of these things kept his hope alive. Years later, looking at the people, those oppressing them could not trust anyone else to now calm the people down and take over the helm of affairs than the man Nelson Mandela. So, after 27 years of being jailed, he was finally set free. And when he came out, the people felt they were going to have their pound of flesh. Now, there will be blood. As a matter of fact, when he contested for presidential election, it was one-way victory. This was the picture parade of the day he was set free, with Minnie and Winnie beside him. I'm going to talk about Winnie shortly. So when he contested, one-way victory, he won. But the reason why they were voting was different. They were voting because once we have our own man in power, we'll kill these guys. But he had gone through transformation while he was in prison. That, listen to what I'm saying. Joseph, you may interpret the dream of the butler in the prison, but you will not be remembered till you go through transformation where your brothers that sent you here can be saved in your hands. There is no future for Africa if Africa refuses to heal. There is no future for Nigeria if Nigeria refuses to heal. So shortly after I was brought out, in fact, before the presidential election, Winnie Mandela organized a few things, caused chaos here and there. People were fighting on his behalf and were killing people. In fact, at some point, it became a tribal issue. The Zulus were fighting the other guys. So, he had to let go of his wife. And he said, the most painful thing they did to me was what they did to Winnie. Because she could not imagine that 27 years of her young marriage was snatched off her hands. And she struggled to forgive. One of the reasons why this man remained one of the most iconic leadership figure in the world till tomorrow was because he forgave. So why is it now that in the same South Africa, there's now so many issues of xenophobia? Why? Leadership requires continuity. As a person, you can only change little. If you want transgenerational transformation systems. So right now in South Africa, the blacks are 95 to 96%. And they control less than 5% of the wealth. What I'm saying is that you can get it and not get it. This is not a history class. I warned. I spoke to a few church leaders in Kenya I could talk to. I wrote it. Can I get my book, A Crowd That Wants Small Things? I wrote it in the book. Because we're leaving some words of prophecies. No, don't worry, it's already coming. No, bring it now. Some words of prophecy in some of this book. At some point, they were saying Africa is the happiest continent. And I wrote it there that a time is coming that the happiest continent on earth will become the most disgruntled. Not because oppression increased, but because a generation woke up. We've seen it happen in Nigeria, October 2020. We've seen it happen in Kenya, where young people, they call them the Gen Zs, woke up. That is the generation that were not there to be defeated with the oppression. They were born at a time where they could see what is happening everywhere else. They will demand for answers. And I warned. And I'm warning. The reason why the agitation for freedom in South Africa, they did not fight the church, was because there was a man who stood side by side, Bishop Desmond Tutu. He knew that the church has a role in national transformation. If we keep assuming that the best contribution the church in Nigeria has is to pray every morning, they will fight us with the same venom with which they fight the government. Because we can represent the same system of oppression, where the voice of the youth are not heard on both sides. Selah.